Welcome to J.A.M Media, where we have passionate conversations with people about things that we love. Today I'm joined by musician Harrison Storm ahead of his show this Thursday night. Hi Harrison, how are you?
Good mate, how are you?
You're originally from the Mornington Peninsula. How was your childhood growing up there?
I guess it was pretty much a lot of adventuring. We had like a creek behind our house that kind of led to a beach, so it was lots of jumping in the creek and wading down to the beach, and with my sisters and my next door neighbours, and then I guess that kind of stemmed to Dad was a surfer, so like lots of treks down to all the coastal beaches on the Mornington Peninsula, just surfing and having fun, really. Yeah.
And so what made you decide to move away from there?
Up here. Yeah, so love, I guess. Chased the heart. Eventually was in a long distance relationship for a while, but finally made the jump up here for that reason.
Long distance is obviously pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
And what, outside of music, what do you like to do to relax and recharge now?
Pretty much anything to do with where we are right now. So riding surfing, and I guess like, I don't know, the general sort of just like hanging out with your mates sort of thing. Yeah.
And your dad was obviously a big influence in your life then?
For sure, yeah. So pretty much whenever he went surfing, I was tagging along, and he'd throw me in the deep end, so to speak, and always there with that sort of stuff.
I believe sort of him and your mum led you down the musical path?
Yeah, so mum had this beautiful Ibanez acoustic guitar, like sitting around the house, and she'd always kind of serenade us with Blackbird by the Beatles and just like some songs that she'd sort of written, like finger picking songs. That's kind of where I kind of grew to that sort of thing. Yeah.
And who were some of your biggest influences musically growing up?
Apart from my parents, so Dad used to listen to like a lot of Neil Young. We had Fleetwood Mac going quite often, and then like Van Morrison, and then kind of as I got a little bit older, it was more like Angus and Julie Stone, City and Colour, Jeff Buckley, those sort of artists.
Yeah, and you can sort of hear City and Colour come through in your sound a little bit.
Oh, that's good, because I bloody love that guy.
And do you feel your parents' passion for music is sort of what made you want to pursue it as a career?
Probably not so much as a career, more along like the enjoyment vibes of playing music. Was definitely like, now that I'm kind of having like somewhat, able to like support myself off it, they're like, cool, do it. But like when I just started, it was like, you better continue to study, which I didn't. Yeah,
you dropped out of uni.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to make that big jump?
So I was pretty much 2.5 years into a civil engineering degree, which is like the opposite of music. Yep. And I was sitting in like calculus lectures and lectures on concrete, which isn't the most fun, thinking about songs. So I was like, I've just got to follow my gut sort of thing.
Was it a difficult decision?
Yeah, really difficult, because I loved science and maths and engineering, but obviously the love for music was stronger, so it was kind of like that internal battle.
At 20 you were running an acoustic night at home. What made you decide to do that?
Oh, it was literally, so I think someone caught wind that I like played songs in the local area, and I played guitar and performed, and they just called me up and he's like, hey, I'm putting on this night, do you want to help run it? And I was like, that seems like a lot of work, and I don't want to do that because I'm young. I just want to do fun things. Yep. But it turned out to be really awesome, and I met so every week we'd just organise a bunch of different acts, and we'd all just hang out every Tuesday night and play music, and I met so many amazing artists and friends that I'm still friends with today. So
I imagine you sort of learned some pretty valuable lessons during that time as well.
For sure, like especially the importance of like organising like an event, and then also just kind of networking, but in a nice sort of way. I guess that's probably the main lessons from that.
And after you dropped out of uni, you did the busking on the street.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Took it to the streets. It was interesting. There is nothing like busking. It's pretty it's intense, it can get lonely, it can get cold,
Yep.
but you know the positives definitely outweigh all of those negatives. You just have some of the most genuine connections with people that you've never met before. So you know, it's the best thing that I've ever done.
Actually, it's a perfect way to sort of hone your performance skill as well.
Exactly. You know, if a song sucks, then no one's going to stop.
You know it straight away.
Yeah.
And you were doing that to sort of raise money for the debut EP.
Yeah.
How long did you have to?
Oh, we busked pretty intensely during 2004, like the middle of 2014 to when I started recording it at the end of 2014. So we were busking a couple times a week, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week. And yeah, so months and months.
And then the EP led to
Yep.
Network CEO and co-founder
Yep.
Terry McBride discovering you.
Yeah.
Sent you a Facebook message.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, I had to Google him to see if it was a hoax or something like that, because it was very just like, hey, do you want a record deal, pretty much? And I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously would have felt like someone was just sort of playing with you.
Yeah, well, you know, in the music industry, there's lots of like people coming at you and like promising you things, so it's always kind of like, yeah, cool. But obviously, I was glad I checked Google.
I believe when you were going through that, you were sort of starting to lose a bit of that passion. Did that
Yeah.
reinvigorate
Yeah,
passion for music when you got that message?
definitely. I was kind of, and I was at the time where I wrote the single that I just released, but yeah, like I guess kind of busking and just doing that repetitively kind of wears you down, and you kind of forget why you play music. So having someone like Terry message me was definitely like, all right, you're doing something all right, so you know, keep going, sort of thing. And yeah.
And then throughout your career, you've performed alongside sort of Michael Franti, Cat Empire. How have those experiences been?
Yeah, really awesome. I think Michael Franti was definitely like the biggest show we've ever done, and just seeing how the whole production sort of worked was really interesting. Like it was just like yeah, it was just effortless behind the scenes, and then obviously the performance was amazing. And then the same thing pretty much with the Cat Empire, just so professional and so well oiled, and it's just, yeah, something to aspire to, I guess.
And you were able to obviously take some stuff, learn a few things from them to take into your shows.
Yeah, well, I've got some years ahead of me, but yeah, you're always just looking at them and just like, wow, like hopefully one day I can get to be like that sort of thing.
And you've now signed to a roster that has Robbie Williams, Lady Hawk on it as well.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That's obviously pretty surreal.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't think it's kind of sunk in yet, but yeah, it's awesome, and it's like, yeah, it's really humbling to know that people that look after them kind of see something in you. So yeah, it's always inspiring in that way.
And you've just put out the new single, Change It All.
Yep.
How's the response been so far?
Yeah, it's been really, really good. I was super nervous. It's been a couple of years since I released some tunes. We ended up recording a track and kind of ditching it at the end of last year. So we just went back to the drawing board, and yeah, really, really stoked with how everyone's been digging it, and hopefully the love keeps continuing.
Is that a hard process when you write a song and then get right to the end and then that's not good enough?
Yeah, and it was like the first time it's ever happened for me, and it's really, your head's telling you one thing, but then your gut's telling you something else, so you have to really listen to like your intuition and just follow that, because it's always right. There was like one point where I was just like fighting so hard with my head to just like, cool, like, yep, whatever, it's good, release it, but then, you know, at the end of the day, I made the right decision not releasing it. So
is there a chance you might go back to that song in the future and rework it?
Well, we actually have, yeah. So this year we spent some time with a producer named Joel Quarterman.
Yep.
And yeah, pretty much reworked the song into something that like we all really, really dig. So it's gonna be coming out sometime soon, I think.
Great. This week you're heading up to Newtown to the Marley Bar for the single launch. How are you feeling ahead of the show?
Really excited. Yeah, I think with the show last Friday in Melbourne was kind of a boost for the morale. So it's going to be fun, and we're playing with this awesome local band called Tenderfoot, who've got some really amazing songs. And I'm bringing the band up from Melbourne, so it's just going to be, yeah, just going to try and have fun, I guess.
And if there's anyone sort of sitting on the fence about whether to come or not, what can they expect from the show?
I think the set these days is definitely more varied. you know, you've got like the slow, more chilled vibes from the first EP, but we're going to be playing some new songs that are a bit more, well, a lot more uplifting and upbeat, and you know, you might be able to have a little dance too. So yeah, a bit of everything, I guess. So yeah.
And then sort of looking into the future, where do you want to sort of be, or where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Wow, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. I guess if I can travel, play music, then I'm happy. Like, that's it for me. Like, yeah. And maybe somewhere warm.
Yep. And lastly, where can people find you on the internet?
I've got a website, harrisonstorm.com, and then obviously Facebook and Instagram and all those things. Just search for Harrison Storm. It should pop up. Fingers crossed.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck with the show this week.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. If you enjoyed this interview, please like the video, subscribe, and head on over to jamyapsmedia.com so that we can continue to produce more interviews like this in the future. Thanks.